So I always get excited when it's a brand new month. I get excited because I feel like it's a gift that the Father has given me, and it is a blank canvas. And I get to decide how I'm going to live out the next month. I get to decide how I'm going to show up, how I'm going to spend my time, who I'm going to spend my time with. I get to decide what thoughts I'm going to entertain in my head, what words am I going to speak, and what conversations that I'm going to engage in. It really is a blank canvas on how I'm going to live out my faith. And sometimes we think of it as just another day. Like, oh, it was January 31st yesterday. Today is February 1st. Okay, it's a new month. So what? But I want us to get away from thinking that way. Because when we think that it's no big deal, we don't understand that it's a gift to have the breath of life, that it is a gift to be able to see a new month, that we've already spent 31 days in 2024, and now we're going into the next month. That's a really big deal. And I want us to be more proactive than just reactive. Because when we're reactive, then we're just going along with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. And we're responding to what happens rather than being proactive and directing our energy, directing our time, directing our thoughts, and directing our lives and how we want to live and where we want to be. So we don't have to stay in reactive mode. Let's shift over to proactive mode and become very intentional about how we spend our time over this next month. And that's the theme for us this month with Because of His Grace Ministries. It's about being intentional about how we spend our time, being intentional about how we show up, being intentional about the thoughts that we allow to come into our mind, and being intentional about the words that we speak, and being intentional about what we do and what we don't do. And I encourage you to apply that to your personal life and your spiritual growth. Because what I have learned is that when I am intentional, it means that I'm focused and I'm doing things on purpose and I achieve more. That's right. I achieve the goals that I set out to achieve, and I am one step closer to making whatever my dreams are a reality. And this is something that I want to share with you as a strategy for your spiritual growth and your personal development, which, by the way, should be just one, right? Because when you grow spiritually, you're also developing personally. And then that's going to impact your professional life. And all of the things that you desire will stem from your spiritual growth. That's the scripture in Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of the Father and his righteousness, then everything else will fall into place. And so I want you to be intentional about how you seek the Father. Be intentional about how you grow spiritually and how you're developing personally and professionally, because the Father cares about it all. I need you to understand that. He cares about it all. Yahuwah sent his son Yahusha for you to have an abundant life and to be set free from any bondage or chains from the enemy. And he wants to be Lord over you. He created you. He have every right to be Lord of you. And what does that mean? He wants to be the Lord over your career, your finances, your health, your relationships, your mental well being, the goals and the dreams that you have. He wants to be in the center of that. And guess what? When He is in the center of that, all things go well and you get exceedingly and abundantly above all that you can ask or imagine. But if you leave Him on the back burner and you put all of those things before Him, it's not going to work out well for you. The scriptures say that. And I believe wholeheartedly in the scriptures as it is the playbook that shows us how to live out our lives. And so I want you to be intentional about how you're living out your life and how you're living out your faith. Be intentional about showing up for Bible study. We offer it every Tuesday, where we are going into a new series starting on February 13th, which I'm really excited. It's called The Bible is Black History. This is the month that we're celebrating Black History Month, which we should be celebrating all year long. Well, in Bible study, we're going to dig deep into what does the scriptures say about who we are and who we were before slavery, and what is the significance in the Bible as far as our culture, our identity, and our faith. You will not want to miss it. We are intentionally preparing and praying for this Bible study because it lays the foundation of our identity. And Sleep in Beauty, if you want to wake up, join Bible study on Tuesdays. And be intentional about your prayer life. We offer prayer every Wednesday at 7:15 a.m. and we are transitioning from free conference call to Zoom. So if you had that number stored, now you got to get a new number, but you want to show up for prayer time. We believe that prayer is essential, not just for our spiritual growth, but for every area of our lives. Because again, the Father wants to be Lord of it all. He created you. He has a way for you to live. He has a way for you to communicate with Him. Do not neglect that time and being intentional with Him. And then, of course, we are here to help you with whatever you stand in need of, because it's all about living out your faith and living out your faith boldly and being intentional about how you seek the Father. I guarantee you, the scriptures promise it, that when you diligently seek Him with all of your heart, He rewards you. And His rewards are the greatest things ever, ever. So I pray and hope that you will come alongside us with Because of His Grace Ministries, and you will come alongside us this month. Be intentional about how you're showing up, how you're spending your time, and let's do it together because we are on this journey together. I look forward to growing with you and working with you through this month. Be blessed.